Hi guys, welcome back to SHKExcelWorld. I am Salim Heather and I am back with the final episode of the video series on pivot table dashboards beyond charts. We have created 6 videos of this series and let me recap all of those. In our first video, we learned how we can use values from a pivot table and produce those onto another location by the help of get pivot data feature. In our second video, we learned as to how we can embed or make sparklines part of the dashboard. Then we created dynamic KPIs in our third video. In our fourth video, we used something which no one has ever used for the dashboard, which is basically shapes. And in those shapes, we produced dynamic values from a pivot table. And in our next video, we created some charts which were not compatible with pivot table, and for that we used the help of get pivot data feature. And then we created the final part of the dashboard, which was basically the slicers, which is very important. So for slicers, we changed their theme into something like 3D buttons and make their formatting compatible with our overall dashboard theme. And in today's video, we are going to create some new charts and we are going to consolidate all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos and what we create today into a consolidated dashboard. So let us see how we are going to do this.
So this is how far we have reached in this video series, and today we are going to create the remaining parts of the dashboard. And for your ease, I have created this instruction table in which we have defined the chart type and what we need to produce in different rows or columns or values part of the pivot table. So let us start with the first one, which is the pie chart. We will have to produce top 5 products, and we are going to use the same orders detail table which is from the Northwind database. You can download this file, which is at this status of the dashboard, from the link given below in the description, and start creating the new charts right away. And if you want to create this dashboard from scratch, I have also given link to the playlist which contains link to all of the 6 videos, main videos of this dashboard series, and some fun introductions to couple of videos. We know that we have a dashboard sheet in this file, and then I have just added the instruction table. Then we have a working area in which all of the pivot tables exist, and the base table, which is the orders detail table. Now we are going to insert a new pivot table on it. So click anywhere in the orders detail table, go to insert, click pivot table, go to existing sheet, and in our working sheet select an appropriate position for the new pivot table and press OK. For ease, we will go to the instruction table and see what we need to produce in the rows. We need products in the rows area and net sales revenue in the values area. So products in the rows area and net sales revenue in the values area. Just format the values, and now we are going to filter this one to get our top 5 products, and obviously these will be filtered once we select any of the category or the country or the year. Against the rows label, there is a drop down, click that one, go to value filters and go to the last option, which is top 10. Click top 5 items by sum of sales revenue, that's fine, and press OK. So these are our top 5 products. You can go to insert, or you can also go to the pivot table analyze and insert a pivot chart, which will be in this case a pie chart. You can use the 3D or the normal pie chart, or you can also use the donut chart and press OK. First we need to remove all of the field buttons, we do not need those, and we need to produce the data labels. So we can have the legends just like this, or we can go to the further options in data labels and also produce the category names, so that we do not need to match colors with the legend. We can remove the legend now, and for the chart title we can write this as top 5 products And finally, as I always like, a black dashboard, so we can change the design to the one which you like. We can remove the legend. Now copy this one, go to your dashboard and paste it into a suitable area. So the background is gray. Let me see if I can change this to black one. So yes, now it looks exactly what we want in our dashboard. We can place this at a proper location. Again, go to instruction. Next is the area chart, which is going to tell us the seasonal variation of our sales. Okay, for this we need quarters, the net sales revenue. Again, go to the orders detail table, go to insert, click pivot table, click existing sheet, go to working and select a new location, press OK. We need quarters. As we can see that we had already inserted the orders date field into the rows area and the auto grouping feature activated, and we got quarters and years. So we just need the quarters in the rows area and net sales revenue in the values area. Format the values and insert an area chart by going to pivot table analyze. Let me pin this one. So pivot table and click the area chart. You can choose a 3D one as per your liking and press OK. We can know that it is very important to know the seasonal variation of sales so that you can plan accordingly about your how much stock you are going to keep in which quarter of the year. So whenever we are going to select a year from the slicer, this is going to tell us the detailed information or the seasonal variation information of that particular year. So for the heading we can name it as seasonal variation of sales. The field buttons, we do not need the legend because there is only one category, which is the net sales revenue, and we can produce the data labels as well. And for the theme we will create a black one, and obviously because we are following the dark black or proper black format, we will have to change the background color or fill color to pure black. And copy this one, go to dashboard and paste it in your dashboard. Going to the instruction, the next one is the line chart. We can create this one, or we may also remove this one. If you want, you can create it. I have given the relevant fields in the instruction. So the next one is an important chart, which is the 100% stacked bar chart. We actually want to know the sales percentage of particular product categories in different years. So for this we need years, category name and net sales revenue. Again, go to the orders detail table, click insert, click pivot table, click existing worksheet, go to working, click the location and press OK. And for this we need the category name in the rows area, we need net sales revenue in the values area, we can format the value, and we need years in the column area. So this is our pivot table. We will have to insert the 100% stacked bar chart. Go to pivot table analyze by clicking on the pivot table, click pivot chart and go to bar chart and choose the 100% stacked bar chart. You can use a 3D format or a normal format as per your liking. So this is our 100% stacked bar chart and press OK. You can create this chart vice versa by using the categories in the column area and years in the rows area. Let me show you how. Go to design by clicking on the chart and switch row and column. So this is another type in which you can compare years and also compare different sizes of colors, which is basically the category part. But the interesting thing is that we need to have percentages instead of values. Right click on any of the value, go to show value as and click percentage of row total. because we have to bifurcate category sales in 1 year. We do not need the decimal. Now click on the chart, go to pivot chart, analyze, remove the field buttons. We do not need this. We do need the legends, so keep those. So we do need the legends, so keep those. Sometimes you will not be able to see the plus sign against the chart. So the trick is that you will just have to drag the chart a bit and the plus sign will appear. I don't know why it happens, but it is so. Click on the plus sign, and we do not need the horizontal or the x-axis, so we'll remove the horizontal axis. And we need the chart title. We need to tell the audience as to what the chart is all about, and we also need the data labels, since we have already converted this into percentages, so this is much more logical and understandable. So for the chart title, we are going to name this as share in total sales. Again, select a black theme by going to design and change the background color to black. Now copy this chart, go to the dashboard and place it onto a new location. We will rearrange all of the charts as per our dashboard width or height later on. Again, go to instruction and see our next chart, which is a tree map. We haven't touched this one in the video in which we created those charts which were not compatible with pivot table, but this is another chart which is not compatible, but we can use the help of get pivot data feature and create this one as well. So we need country and net sales revenue. That's it. We'll have to go to the orders detail, click in the orders detail table, go to insert, click insert pivot table, existing worksheet, go to working area, select a new location, press OK. So I'm giving spaces between different charts so that whenever we are going to filter or unfilter a slicer, there should be enough space for the pivot table to expand or contract. For this we need customer country and we need the net sales revenue. We can format the net sales revenue. We know that this is not compatible with the tree map. What we are going to do is we are going to create a new table. The first column is countries, the second column is our net sales. Maybe we can name this as net sales revenue or net sales, and for the country we are just going to use the equal to sign for referring. And also we do not need the grand total. We'll have to remove this because once a country is filtered, Excel is also going to pick the grand total, which we do not want. Go to pivot table design and remove grand totals for both rows and columns. And we know that there will be a not applicable sign if there is only one or two countries selected, so we'll have to modify our reference. If B12 is equal to nil, then we should get a nil as a result. Otherwise we should get whatever is produced in the cell reference. And now we can copy this to all the cells below. For the net sales revenue, we are going to use the get pivot data feature so that our values remain dynamic. So we have already learned this in detail in our first video of the series, which was to learn about the get pivot data feature. We are going to remove this hard coding of the country name and refer this to the country name which we have produced just now. And press enter. We can copy this to all the cells below, but again we know that if there isn't any data or country name, then it is going to give us an error, which we do not want. We want this to remain dynamic irrespective of the whatever slicer is being selected. If the country name is nil, then we should get nil. Otherwise we should get whatever is being picked up by the get pivot data formula. Now we can copy this to all the cells below, and so click on this new table and in the insert ribbon in the charts area, click the arrow and click all charts and you can now select the tree map and press OK. So first click on the chart, go to chart design, change the format to black, and we can choose the background to proper black. Now we can remove the legend. We do not need the chart title. Are you worried? So don't be. I will tell you as to how this is going to act as your card. So go to more options for data labels, and we have the category name and value as well. But the value is not appearing. I'll have to recheck it. So now it is appearing. Just squeeze the size of it, copy this one, go to dashboard and paste it above the chart. So where has it gone? So place this one above the chart. Now we need to have a chart for top 10 customers. So it is also important to know which customers are your loyal customers or from whom you are getting the most of the business. So for this one, again, we are going to use a tree map with the same steps we just followed for creation of the card. So we need the customer name and the sales revenue. Again, go to the orders detail table, click insert, click pivot table, existing location, go to working, click an appropriate location. So for this chart, we need the customer name and the net sales revenue, and we need to first format the values, and secondly we need to filter to get only our top 10 customers and press OK. First we'll have to remove the grand totals. Go to design and remove grand totals for both rows and columns. Secondly, we will have to reproduce the values generated by this pivot table. This is our customer, and the second column is the sales revenue. And again we are going to use if this is equal to nil, then we should get nil in return, otherwise we should get the cell value, and we can copy this to all the cells below. So we are doing this in case of a specific filter there are less than 10 customers, so we should not get an error in return. And for the sales revenue we are again going to use the get pivot data feature. So it is feasible that we first apply the get pivot and then overarch it with an if condition or if formula. So for the customer name, which is a hard-coded customer name, we will have to select a cell reference which we have just produced as a customer name and press enter. We can now overarch it with an if formula. If the customer name is equal to nil, then we should get nil, otherwise we should get whatever is produced by the pivot table. Format the value and copy it to all the cells below. Now we can easily insert a tree map on it. Again, go to charts, in the insert ribbon, go to all charts and click the tree map, press OK. We will remove. Now you can see that the plus sign is not available although I am clicking on the chart. So just drag the chart a bit and you will see the plus sign. We do not need the legend. We do need the chart title, and for more options of data label we also need the value, and for the chart title we can name this as top 10 customers. So it is always recommended to name your pivot tables, because when you are going to change the interactions of slicer, this slicer setting is going to enlist the pivot table names, not the pivot chart name. So I haven't done this throughout this video series, but we can do it now. Just click on your last pivot table, go to the pivot table analyze, and in the extreme left of the pivot table option there is the pivot table 10. We can name this as top 10 customers so that we can recognize whether we want to have this filtered by a specific filter or not, slicer or not. Again we can go to the previous one. We can name this as map card, because this is something which is reflecting the values produced by the map. Again, going back, we can name our new pivot table, which was a 100% stack bar chart, as share in or category share in sales. We can name the pivot table behind the chart as seasonal variation. Now we can go to a dashboard. I think we haven't copied the last one, which is our top 10 customers. So first go to the chart design and select the theme, and now you will learn that we have to go through all of the steps we did previously. So first choose the theme and then do modifications to your chart. So click on the chart. Again, the plus sign is not appearing. To drag it, just click the plus sign, remove the legend. So legend is now gone. Maybe we can remove the chart title and again produce it. Now the color is compatible. It is white and can be red. So this is our top 10 customers. Now we can copy this to our dashboard. We will have to change the background to pure black. Yes, now it is much more compatible with our overall dashboard. So we can now rearrange the charts as per our liking. Let me remove the formula bar to have more space. Now first we will have to check the interactivity of different slicer or the report connections. Just click on the first one, which is the customer country. Go to slicer, click report connections. Now you can see that the pivot tables which we created in our previous videos, we did not rename them. So those are appearing as pivot table 1, 2, 3, 4. You will not be able to judge as to which one is forming the basis for which chart. But for the new one, we can easily know about all of and press OK. We need the customer country slicer to filter each and every chart. I can reduce the size of this one and increase the size of the category share. Selecting the next one, which is the years, go to slicer, click report connections and select everyone except the category percentage. Category share, because we have all of the 3 years in this chart, so this should remain intact irrespective of whatever filter is applied in the slicer, and press OK. I think the same should apply for the category name as well. Click on the category name slicer, go to slicer, click report connections and click everything except for category share. And I think we should also have this one unchecked. And because we haven't named the pivot table which was behind this, we'll have to go back to our working sheet and see which pivot table it was. So this was the one. Let me go to the pivot table analyze and rename this as top categories. So this is one of the disadvantage of not naming your pivot tables. Again, go to slicer, report connections, and we have clicked everything, and we have also clicked the top categories and press OK. Now we are done with the interactivity and we can easily see our dashboard working for us. Let me select Italy as well by pressing the control key, and our chart should respond. So it is showing all of the countries which have been selected. If we select just one, which is, let me say that it is Italy, and now you can see the tree map we created for the country's revenue, the map of Italy, while your tree map is showing the name of the country and the revenue generated through it. And rest of the dashboard has also been filtered. Let me unfilter the years. So we have top 3 customers only instead of having the top 10 customers. So it means that in Italy we have only a limited number of customers. We cannot read the legend, and maybe if there is a chart title. I think their color is black at the moment. Let me change it to white. Yes, now we can see the legend as well. I hope you have learned a lot about how you can create dashboards with so many other tools which are definitely not charts by creating a combination of charts and non-chart tools. Your dashboard will look much better and will give you much more information. Do not forget to share this with your friends and like this complete playlist and this video particularly, and do not forget to subscribe to SHK Excel World if you haven't subscribed up till now, and I will come back with a brand new series mainly focusing on the power pivot. So stay tuned.